What's going on, everybody? Cleepus Tech here, coming back at you with another video. In this video, I'm going to be going over some of the more basic functions of the T-Mobile Revvl 6 Pro 5G to help you get more comfortable using it. So especially if you're new to Android or just smartphones in general, this is definitely going to be the video for you. Now before we go any further, as always, I do want to remind you to hit that subscribe button, and in case you want to learn more about this phone, I will be linking to several other videos about it in the description, as well as some information about pricing, availability, and some of my favorite smartphone accessories. But with that being said, let's get into it. So to start off, let's take a look at the sound menu. The first thing you're going to do is go to your settings, and if you don't have it on your home screen, what you can do is swipe down like this, one more time, and the settings icon is going to be right here. So once you're in the settings menu, go to sound right here. And at the top, we're going to have a few different volumes. Media volume, so if you're watching a video, listening to music, something like that. Call volume, so the sound of the earpiece when you're on a call. Ring and notification volume, so of course this includes your ringtone, text messages, and notifications from apps. And then finally, alarm volume. Also keep in mind that by default, when you press the volume keys, this is going to control the media volume. But if you hit these dots right here, you can also manage all the other volumes. Now back to the sound menu. Under the volumes, we got do not disturb. And while you can technically turn it on and off from here, the easier way to do it is by dragging your finger down from the top like this. And do not disturb is right here. Under this, we got the phone ringtone. So if we go here, as you can see, this is the default. You can also choose from any of these, or you can add your own. Under this, we got vibrate for calls. So by default, when you have your sound on, the phone is not going to vibrate. But if you want it to make sound and vibrate, you can go here, and you have a couple different options. Under this, we got the default notification and alarm sounds, so pretty much just like the ringtone, they have their defaults. Then you can also choose between a bunch of different presets, and again, you can add your own. And then finally, at the very bottom, we got a few different system sounds, so dial pad tones, screen locking sound, charging sounds and vibration, touch sounds, and touch vibration. All this stuff is going to be on by default, but of course, if you want, you can always turn it off. And also keep in mind, if you have your phone in vibrate or mute, while the vibration itself is still going to be on, the sound won't be. Now I'm going to show you how to use dark mode. This is a real easy thing to do. To start off, go to settings. From here, go to display. And as you can see, dark theme is right here. Toggle it on. And now as you can see, we are now in dark mode. And keep in mind, you can also schedule it to turn on automatically. To do this, go here. As you can see, schedule by default is going to be off, but if you want, you can have it turn on at a custom time or use it from sunset to sunrise. Now I'm going to show you how to manage which apps can send you notifications. Now, in my opinion, this is one of the most important things to do when you're first setting up your phone, because when you have a bunch of apps, by default, pretty much all of them are going to send you notifications. And not only can this get annoying, but having a bunch of notifications you don't need makes it a lot easier to miss something important. So to manage your notifications, first thing you're going to do is go to settings. From here, go to notifications. And from this menu, go to app settings. And as you can see, by default, it's basically going to show you the most recent apps that have actually sent you notifications. But if you want, you can also have it show everything. To do this, hit the drop down right here, select all apps. And of course, now it's going to show everything. To turn off notifications from a certain app, all you have to do is hit this button right here. And that's pretty much it. The next thing I'm going to show you is how to change your system navigation. So as you can see down here, by default, your navigation bar is going to be your typical 3 buttons. Most Android phones are going to have the same kind of thing, but if you want it to look a little bit more minimalistic, you can also change it to what's called gesture navigation. For this, go to settings. From here, go to system. From this menu, go to gestures. And from here, go to system navigation. As you can see, again, by default, it is going to be 3-button navigation, but if you go to gesture navigation, instead of 3 buttons, it's going to have this one line instead. Now, in case you've never used this before, let me show you how it works. To go home, swipe up like this. For your recent apps, drag your finger partially up. And to go back, swipe from the side. So as you can see there, gesture navigation is definitely relatively easy to use, so if you haven't already, I do recommend at least giving it a try. The next thing I'm going to show you is how to change your screen lock. Now, by default, it is going to be a pin. And I personally also have my fingerprint scanner on, so I'm going to show you how you can customize this. So the first thing we're going to do is go to settings. From here, go to security. So right here. And from this menu, go to screen lock. It's going to have you enter your current PIN. And now as you can see, you can choose between none, swipe, pattern, PIN, or password. None and swipe are basically going to be nothing. Pattern is kind of cool, but it's also pretty easy to guess. So if you want decent security, I personally wouldn't choose this. PIN is pretty much the standard, and if you want your phone to be really secure, you can always use a password. In addition to this, keep in mind this phone has not only a fingerprint scanner, but it also has face unlock, giving you 2 other options besides these. To set these up, go back to the main security menu. And from here, you can access both options right here. Now I'm going to show you how to change your wallpaper. To do this, go to settings. From here, go to wallpaper and style. So right here, go to change wallpaper. And as you can see, you can choose between a few different preset wallpapers or your own photos. So we're going to go here, select wallpaper. This is going to give you a preview. So this is the home screen and the lock screen. You can also move it around. When you're done, hit the check mark right here. You can set it on your home screen, lock screen, or both. So I'm going to hit both. And now that's pretty much it. Now that was easy enough, but I'm going to show you an even faster way to change your wallpaper and customize some other home settings. So for this, what you're going to want to do is press and hold your finger on any blank spot on your home screen. So like this. From here, you can access your home settings, add and remove widgets, and of course, change your wallpaper. Now I'm going to show you how to take a screenshot with the T-Mobile Revvl 6 Pro. Definitely more of a simple feature here. What you're going to do is press your power key and the volume down key at the same time. And keep in mind, you don't actually have to hold them. Just press the buttons real quick like this. And that's pretty much it. You can share it, edit it, whatever you want to do. And once this goes away, it's going to be saved right to your photos. Now, in addition to this, if you're doing something on an app, another way you can take a screenshot is by going to your recent apps and hitting this button right here. As you can see, it's basically the same thing, but I guess it's always good to have multiple ways to do something. The next thing I'm going to show you is how to change your font and display size to make things a little bit easier to see. So first things first, as always, go to settings. From here, go to display. And from this menu, we got two different things we're going to look at. First, we got the font size. So if we go here, as you can see, this is the default, but you can also make it quite a bit larger, which of course is going to make everything easier to see. From here, you can also go to display size. And again, this is going to make things a lot larger. So now we're at pretty much the largest setting. So if we go back to the home screen, as you can see, everything is quite a bit larger and much easier to see. And finally, the last thing I'm going to show you is how to change your screen timeout time. This is great for something like reading, for example, where you might want to keep your display on for a little bit longer without constantly having to tap it to keep it awake. So if you go to your settings, from here, go to display, and from here, go to screen timeout. As you can see, I have mine currently set to 30 minutes, but you can set it as short as 15 seconds or as long as 8 hours. But this concludes my beginner's guide to the T-Mobile Revvl 6 Pro 5G. Again, in case you want to learn more about this phone, I will be linking to several other videos about it in the description, as well as some information about pricing, availability, and some of my favorite smartphone accessories, so definitely check that out if you're interested. But that's it for this video. If you enjoyed it and found it useful, be sure to give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to follow Kalipa's Tech on Twitter and Instagram. And as always, I will see you in the next video.